What's the dumbest thing you've ever heard someone say? My mom frantically called me one day and said she had seen a piece of the sun fall off while taking a picture of the sky. She was incredibly adamant that it was indeed real and that the picture would prove it. It was just a glare. No offense, but does your mom by chance happen to live in a cave? Chicken Little reincarnated. A customer once argued with me that 19 and older, what our sign said, was different than 19 or older, what I said, and that I should let them into the club. Technically yes, when you're talking about a group of people, you can nitpick and say that there is a subtle difference in the phrases. However, this customer was 18. I had a pharmacist once tell me that the age group for the government insurance was only 21 and under, not under 22. I couldn't get him to understand, so I just said okay. 22-year-old girlfriend, after having walked under some street lamps. I just discovered that we have two shadows. I think the other one is only visible at night. I explained what shadows are and how they're dependent on the light source. There was visible brain processing strain on her face. Edit. I'd also like to mention that this person was fairly intelligent and scientifically inclined. She was majoring in biotechnology at the time and used to help me with my electives. If you could adopt a child from a third world country, which country would you choose and why? I would choose Alaska because it's really cold there. A member of the prom court being asked a random question on our school's live news show that was being broadcasted out to every homeroom. The answer aside, that's a really weird question. My sister panicked whilst on a plane and asked if she could open a window as she was feeling really hot. The guy in the seats across from her lost it. It made his day. I saw a drunk German woman fiddling with the airplane door because she wanted to have a smoke outside. The moon is much better than the sun because it's up at night illuminating, while the sun is up during the day when it's already bright. I worked with a guy in his 40s, and one day, he asked me if I knew that the moon didn't produce light. I was like, yeah, it reflects sunlight, though. He was shocked because he said he had just learned that the day before. This guy went to college and started businesses. Friend shared that he thought women were like chickens. One day a month we would sit on a toilet all day and lay an egg. I knew a guy in college that thought women kept a tampon in all the time like a plug. Then once a month when we got full, we'd take the tampon out and empty our periods out, then put the tampons back in to plug it up again. I learned this when a classmate was complaining that her period was supposed to start over spring break when she was going to the beach, and he was like, just take your tampon out early and empty before you go. Learn to plan ahead. Asia was a country in China. This reminds me of a show that used to come on A&E in the early 2000s. It was about ancient civilizations, may have been hosted by Bill Curtis, but I'm hazy on the memory of that. One episode was about ancient Egypt, and the narrator said, Egypt, which is located next to Africa. I'll never forget it because me and my GF at the time were on the phone, and she heard that part too. It became an inside joke between us. When I was like 13, I told my friend that there was such a thing as a liger. They had successfully mated a lion and a tiger. His response, you idiot, tigers are female lions. We took the argument to his mother to settle it. She took his side. When I pointed out to a coworker that a person who actually was modest wouldn't brag about how modest they are. How would people know that I'm modest if I don't tell them? I honestly would have assumed it was a joke. I think I give too many people the benefit of the doubt. It's been proven that if you dream about falling and hit the ground in your dream, you will die in your sleep. Yeah? If someone dies in their sleep, how do you know what they were dreaming? It's been proven by the internet though. Very credible. I thought it wasn't real. That chickens have no brains. Not that they are stupid. That a chicken literally does not have a brain. I had a neighbor who was sharing a similar theory about geckos after performing the very scientific procedure of ripping one open with pliers. A few years ago, leading up to the Great American Eclipse, a coworker overheard us discussing it and said, y'all don't actually believe in that, do you? I figured he misunderstood whatever we were talking about and thought we were talking about mysticism or something regarding the eclipse, but no, he followed up with, don't you know if the moon went into the sun it would melt, that's why the eclipse can't be real. I genuinely felt like humanity should probably start over from scratch after that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos.